Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Catalyst webinar series presented by the Southern California PGA's Education Committee. The Catalyst webinar series is a bi-weekly educational platform for creating success and change in your club and career. Very proud and excited to announce Mr. Robin Shelton, Executive Committee Member for the Southern California PGA Board and also Regional Director for American Golf Corporation. Good morning, Robin. Welcome. Sorry, everybody, for the technical difficulties logging us all in this morning. We're here. We're live. We're ready to go. Good morning, Robin.
Well, John, good morning. Thank you for the kind introduction, and forgive me for the technical difficulties. That was all on my end, but excited to be here. Excited to talk a little bit this morning about apprenticeship. So this is really kind of a discussion about what has changed or what is changing in the apprentice world. This year, actually starting in July, we're in now, we as the PGA America have made some significant changes to our apprenticeship program. And the purpose of this webinar is really to communicate and educate everybody on those changes, on what we know of them. So we don't know all of the information, but at least we can have a little bit of glimpse into what's going on. So kind of one of the changes that we've made is when we refer to non-PGA members who are pursuing PGA membership. So the old name for the non-PGA members who are pursuing PGA membership used to be apprentices. So those were apprentices, were the ones we typically saw as, hey, non-PGA members, working under a PGA head golf professional. Those were apprentices, and we now refer to them as associates. So the term apprentice is out and the term associate is in. That's kind of one of the changes that has happened. And, this is as of this month. And I would tell you, candidly, there's been a little bit of questioning about that, hey, apprentice was a very common, was a very clear term that's used across multiple professions and multiple industries. So there's been a little bit of confusion. I think some people on the national level say we may need a mulligan on this to look at the name, because apprentice was a very clear description of what somebody is, very well known throughout the country in different industries. Associate applies different things. But as of right now, as of today, everybody is either a PGA member or a PGA associate for those that are affiliated with PGA America. So as we go forward, depending on where you were when you got into the PGA of America, you may have started in what was called the GPTP. The GPTP was the Golf Professional Training Program, and the Golf Professional Training Program existed for a number of years, and it was all done locally. It was done locally. There were 2 levels, and many of that was done at local hotels near you. So that was the Golf Professional Training Program. Around 2000, we started the PGM program, the Professional Golf Management Program. That's kind of when the trips to Florida were introduced as far as where your testing goes. The idea behind that PGM program was to make it more consistent, more centralized, and to add some additional credibility to the program. To say, hey, you've gone through the same program that everybody else has gone through. It's been consistent, and to give it a little bit more, I don't know if reputation is the right word, but when the PGM program was introduced, that was when, hey, we got into the colleges. That was also when, hey, you had to pass the test, and you got sent home from your testing Florida if you didn't pass it. So it wasn't a rubber stamp for everybody. But the idea was, hey, let's elevate it. Let's make it more consistent and add some credibility to it. Hey, then as things emerge and things evolve, we said, hey, let's look at it and make it better. And we had the PGM 2.0. And then now that is being replaced by the PGM 3.0. So that's our new program. The new program is the PGA 3.0. And it really kind of follows this idea across the PGA America of, hey, how do we become better with our education, but also how do we make it more relevant and specified to you? So the idea behind the PGM 3.0 program is that, hey, it's not just a same education for everybody. The idea being is that, hey, level 1 will be the same for everybody, and then level 2s and 3 will be specifically tailored for, hey, the discipline that you choose. Those disciplines being golf operations, teaching and coaching, instruction, or general management, so that you can pick what it is that is relevant to you and relevant to your career path. So that's one of the big ideas behind the 3.0, is making it relevant to you, relevant to what you want to do. So to use the analogy, it's like, hey, level 1 would be going to college and just doing your general education. Levels 2 and 3 would be specific about, hey, what do you want to major in? What is your choice of education in future, and what's going to be specifically tailored to you? So that's kind of the big change in the 3.0 as far as the idea and the mindset behind. So the PGM 3.0 program, that's our new program. This is what the PGA Golf Professional Management Program looked like. And I say, hey, the PGM looked like because, hey, it's the 2.0. So if you notice on your screen there, it says the 2.0. And hey, it was a great program. You can see it talks about level 1, level 2, level 3. It has the PGA experience in the middle, and each level had a focus on teaching, right? Whether it was introduction to teaching, the intermediate teaching, or the advanced teaching. But this was all great information, and it exposed everybody to different levels of teaching. But one of the things that, hey, we said, hey, how do we become better and how do we improve? Is, hey, some people may need more tailored, specific education. And if you're going into being a teacher and coacher, hey, is food and beverage control important to you? Is golf cart fleet management important to you? If you are going into teaching and coaching, you may not need to go as deep into that. And hey, vice versa, right? If you're going to be a general manager, hey, do you need to go as deep into coaching? Do you need to go deep into golf club alteration? So again, the idea behind this PGM 3.0 is to make it much more specific, much more tailored for your specific career choice and what you're looking to do. So let's talk a little about, hey, the transition to 3.0. So now as we go into 3.0, 2.0 is a thing of the past, and there's some transition time. So I've started giving this presentation, before July, but it says, hey, the PGA is going to roll out the level 3 program in July, so we're here. We are actually in it, and the first PGM level 1 seminar actually happens in a couple days. This will be the first one where the 3.0 level 1 seminar is being introduced. So then it says, hey, all associates, right? We're on associates now, we're not apprentices, but all associates who have passed the qualifying level and have not attended a level 1 seminar will be transitioned to 3.0. So if you've got any associates at your club who have not done a level 1 seminar, hey, they are out of 2.0 and they are into 3.0. So again, if any of your teammates or associates who have not done a level 1 seminar, to date, they are kicked out of 2.0 and are going to go into 3.0. The curriculum, though, for PGM 3.0 is available now in the level 2 and level 3 seminar schedule posted is for the PGM 2.0 program. So what's on the website now for level 2 and level 3 still ties to the 2.0 program. And basically the simple way to remember this is, hey, if you have not done your level 1 seminar, if you have not done the second bullet point, you are into 3.0. If you've done a level 1 seminar, then hey, you get to keep going with 2.0. It says that, hey, the curriculum for the PGM 3.0 is available, and that's level 1. But the level 2 and level 3 stuff is not on PGA.org just yet. Right, looking at our 4th bullet point here, right, it says the PGM 3.0 level 2 seminars will be made available as soon as January 2019, with level 3 to follow. So, hey, if you are doing your PGM level 1 seminar right now this next week, you're going to have a little bit of holding time. You're going to be waiting a little bit if you're a go-getter, because your level 2 and level 3 seminars are not going to be out until 2019. So if you get into the PGM 3.0 program and you finish level 1 super quick and you're a go-getter and you get all of these things, you're going to be waiting a little bit because the 3.0, level 2 and level 3 are not available until January 2019. And this just talks about the registration and qualifying levels as far as kind of how to get into it. But these 4 bullet points here, this really kind of explains, hey, the transition to 3.0. This explains, hey, how you get there, who it affects, who's impacted by it, and the timing of it. So if there was one slide that you needed to be aware of or to be able to, speak intelligently on or try to be able to communicate on as far as timing and how it works, this is the information that's out there. I'm going to go back one slide here real quick because, hey, this is the PGM 2.0 golf management program. We don't have the 3.0 information totally set yet. So there is no diagram, there's no overview of the 3.0 like there is for the 2.0. The only thing that we know for the 3.0 is that, hey, level 2 and 3 still in the works, but it's going to be specifically tailored for whatever path you choose to pursue, the teaching and coaching, the general management, the golf operations, that hey, will be specifically tailored for you, and there will be 3 or 4 specific programs based upon which avenue you choose to go down. But again, hey, that second bullet point is what you need to know if you're speaking to anybody. Hey, if you have not done a level 1 seminar in 2.0 to date, you are in 3.0. If you have done a level 1 seminar, then hey, you get to continue in the level 2 program. So let's talk about acceptable progress. What does acceptable progress look like? We as PGA say, hey, you have a period of time to complete each level before you go on what we call suspension. And the acceptable progress is the path and timing you go through to avoid being on suspension. So pretty much level 1 just says, hey, from level 1 start date and testing, you've got to complete it within 1 year, or 2 years, I'm sorry, of the start date. Hey, level 2, right, same thing, 2 years from when you start. From level 3, right, must occur within 8 years of the start date to get your membership. So basically, you have 8 years total to get your membership. So hey, that'll give you, if you're on suspension, that's fine. If you get on suspension, if you spend 4 years on suspension, but hey, you get everything else done, you just have 8 years. 8 years is your maximum from when you start your apprentice, or was the apprentice, to now the associateship. So 8 years from when you finish level 1 to get your PGA membership. So if you know anybody who seems like they've been in the PGM program 4 years, 8 years, then you got to start all over again. So I know a guy who's been in it 7 years, and he's buckling down right now. He's like, hey, if I don't get it, he's a level 3 associate now. He's on his 7th year, and he says, hey, I got to get this done now because otherwise I got to start all over again. So if you don't finish everything in the span of 8 years, you got to start all over again at the beginning. Let's talk about how you finish your levels completed. So the GPTP, that program was all done by paper and pencil. The PGM program was done by computer, and now the PGM 2.0 and PGM 3.0 are all done online via the website, via PGA.org. So associates who go through the program now do all of their education online. They do all of their book work online. Back in the day, we used to do it all by, you would go and you would have to UPS these books back to your office, back to your home. Today, you get no books. You get nothing shipped back to your home. You don't get it on a CD. It is all done online via PGA.org. So as technology advances, so have we. You complete your levels are all done on PGA.org through the work experience. So all of that's available online to the associate. Hey, here's the thing that makes it difficult as a supervising professional, as a mentor. We don't have access to that. We don't have access to what they see or what they go through. So the only way that you can really see what they're going through or help the associate is to be there with them, to have them show you their PGA.org profile and the education piece of it. So what you can see here is that this is a PGA.org for an associate of mine who I work with, and where he goes in to get all of his work experience kit, where he goes through to get all of his education information, is right here, the PGA American Knowledge Center home and the program requirements. If you were to go log into your PGA American Knowledge Center home right now, you would not have this information, nor would you be able to see it. It has the program requirements for what you personally are pursuing. But this is where you go through to get and see for the associate where the level 1, 2, or 3 work experience information is, as well as the education. And when I say education, I said, hey, back in the day, we used to have books. Then it was, hey, given to you on a CD. And now it is all given to you here online. Let's talk about testing. Testing is always has come up in the past, and one of the things that was always a little bit of a let's call it a hot button issue to some degree was, hey, you could go to Florida, you could go through your seminars, and then, hey, if you did not pass your tests, you got sent back. You still paid the money, and you got sent back, had to go home and pay again. The idea behind that is, hey, that gave the program credibility, that gave the program respect, and nothing was ever rubber stamped. That was the idea behind it. You could do retakes and retests, and hey, that's a lot of pressure. That was a ton of pressure that, hey, if you had, jet lag, hey, if you didn't test well, to tell your club, your friends, your family that, hey, you're going, and then you came back because you didn't pass the test. It's a lot of pressure. So there was, some feedback on that. So depending on where you stood on this discussion, hey, it was either a great credibility to the program and added some respect and quality of the program, but on the other side, it was pretty tough, pretty hard to say, hey, you go and then you have to come back later. So testing, though, now is not done at a PGA education center anymore. There is no testing to be done in Florida. There is no you go and then you get sent back home if you don't pass your test. So there's no testing at all done when you travel back to Florida for your seminars. No testing at the PGA Education Center. Now your testing is completed at a third-party testing center near your home or near your club. So you get to pick when you test. You get to pick where you test. If you don't pass the test, then hey, you can sign up and test again. If you don't pass the test. Your club doesn't know, your facility doesn't know, just you know. So it's a pretty good balance of, hey, having credibility to the program to pass the test, but it's also not, doesn't put you in an awkward position that, hey, you have to come home early. You have to tell people that, you know, you went and didn't pass, or, hey, have to spend another $2,000 to go back. So it seems to be a pretty good setup on how the program works now, that all testing is done by a third party at your home. And the retake goes, hey, you can retake as many as you want, as many times as you want. Because, hey, if you were in Florida and you went for your seminar and you didn't pass one of your tests, right, you had to go home and come back and test. And probably all of us might know of somebody who, when they went and took a test, they may have gone back or for just one test, right? They may have paid $2,000, done the seminars, then had to go home and fly back for another $2,000 just for one test. You know, I know of people who have, who are head professionals today who failed, if you will, each level, level 1, level 2, level 3, and had to go back home. But now, hey, if you don't pass the test, you can retake it as many times as you want in a testing center close to your home. There is a testing fee, but it's nominal, and it's nothing in comparison to the $2,000 you had to pay for the seminars to go back to Florida. So the testing thing, I think, is an improved situation from what it was before. I think that, you know, when you get to do it close to your home and don't have to pay $2,000 if you miss something, that's a good thing. And, hey, it also continues with that credibility and respect of the program that says, hey, you didn't pass. We have the high standards, but hey, you just do it at a testing center near you. All right, so now that we've kind of talked about the testing thing, let's talk about, hey, how do you become a PGA member? So basically, you have to pass all level 3 tests, right? The only way you pass level 3 tests is by going to Florida and doing the seminars. So once you pass all level 3 tests, you become eligible to be elected for PGA membership. The 3 things that you have to do is, hey, you've got to pass the PAT. You have to complete the PGM experience program, and you have to have earned 36 work experience credits. You earn a work experience credit for every 1 month of employment, or you can get work experience credits for your education. So you can get 6 months credit for an AA degree, 12 months credit for a bachelor's degree. And then, hey, you have to have a job, so you got to be eligibly employed. So the requirements, though, to become a PGA member is, hey, pass your PAT, complete all 3 levels of the PGM program, and have 36 work experience credits. So if you're going as quick as you possibly can, it's going to take you 3 years. If you've got a bachelor's degree, you can do it in 24 months because, hey, you get 12 months or 12 work experience credits for your education. So if anybody's done it in 24 months, that's lightning and going through it pretty darn quick. So this is kind of, now we're talking more into, hey, the support resources for this is more for, hey, the PGA member, how can you support your PGA associate? How do you support your teammate in getting through the program? So the support resources that are available to you are the Launchpad. That's a webinar program that we do as a section. That Launchpad program is designed for associates to get through the level 1 work experience portfolio. And the level 1 is facilitated through a gentleman named Eric Mitchell. Eric Mitchell is a golf professional who is at Anaheim Hills, is on the Metric chapter board, is an absolute stud, and really cares deeply about helping people. Basically what he does every Monday at 7 p.m. He's going to go through each work experience activity in your work experience portfolio. And hey, by the time you finish this, right, let's say it's a 4-month session, you will have completed, or the associate will have completed, the entire work experience portfolio by committing 1 hour a week for 4 months on Monday at 7 p.m. And the webinar program is similar to this. It's on the screen. It gets recorded. You get to see it. You get to talk through it. The launch pad is a little bit more of a interactive because, hey, it's discussing the work experience activity. It's discussing, hey, what would you put for this answer? Hey, what sounds like the right thing? What are possible answers you could put in? Hey, what are you considering as a response to certain questions? But this is probably one of the best programs we do. It's one of the best programs to get associates through level 1. Sometimes you see all of this giant work in front of you. Hey, sometimes the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. So to eat the elephant one bite at a time, we give you a program that, hey, once a week for an hour, you're going to get through it. And in 4 months, you'll get through your entire work experience portfolio. And for you as a supervising professional, if you know nothing about the program, you can just be like, hey, Mondays, 7 p.m., be on it, and you'll finish it in 4 months in a 1 hour a week of time. So it's a pretty cool program. They're all recorded as well. So if you're on vacation for 1 week, hey, you have a big tournament, hey, you have a conflict, something comes up, hey, you can still see what was happening, what talked about. So it's a pretty spectacular program. And Eric Mitchell out of Anaheim Hills leads it. It's pretty awesome, a great resource. Support resources, pj.org. This is a pretty good tool right here, which says, hey, how do you prepare for your 2.0 seminars? So just a good way to say, hey, anything you could want to know is written down. If you forget, hey, if something I said is forgotten, this is a great way for your apprentices to understand. So if you know nothing, but you tell your apprentices, hey, the launch pad, and hey, here's this how to prepare for your seminars, that's the best thing that you can give them if you're not sure or don't understand all of the details and information. So with that, we'll open up for questions, but that was kind of designed to just give you a overview on the transition on associateship and what the 3.0 program looks like. So with that, I will conclude my presentation and talking and open up to any questions that there might be.
Thank you very much, Robin. Realistically speaking, once this new program is up and running, how quickly can a person get through the new 3.0 program from start to finish? What's the fastest, you think?
Well, I would tell you that, hey, if you started today, right, you could, get in on the level, the level 1 seminars, literally next week if you have the time scheduling wise. The next ones won't be available for level 2 and level 3 till January. So I'd say, hey, a year and a half would be my guess. And that being said, I have not seen, nor has really anybody seen the level 2 or level 3 seminars, so I don't know how detailed or how extensive they are. But I would assume a year and a half if you were really kicking butt and taking names.
A little bit about why the term apprentice was changed to associate.
That's a great question. The idea behind that change was trying to make it seem like the apprentice wasn't really an apprentice, even though that's what it is. It was trying to make employment opportunities easier for them to say, hey, I'm an associate and I'm involved in the program, rather than saying, hey, I'm an apprentice and I'm learning. So that was really the idea behind it. But like I said, I think we as an organization may need a mulligan on that, because at the time of helping the apprentice to say it's an associate may have hurt or have an impact on the PGA member, because there's a much different distinction, I think, in the world to say everybody understands what an apprentice is, but a member and an associate may sound like the same thing. So, but the idea was, hey, to try to make it more inclusive, make it easier for the associate, in employment opportunities. But I think there could be a mulligan coming on that one.
Okay, those are all the questions that we have this morning for this morning's Catalyst. We'd like to thank Robin Shelton for his time and effort in bringing us up to speed on the educational platform for the associate with the coming of the PGM 3.0. As usual, there will be a 10-question quiz going out here shortly to all the registered Catalyst attendees. Please take the quiz and return it to Sharon Kerfman at skerfman@pga.com. A score of 70% or higher will earn 1 MSR credit for attending this morning's Catalyst. There'll also be a YouTube link on the email going out in case you want to go back and reference the presentation. Robin, on behalf of the Education Committee for the SCPGA section, thank you very much this morning. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.